guys, welcome back to Skirmish Miniature Gaming, and we've got our first official episode. We've done the watch and learn battle report video if you want to learn the game and kind of just see how it plays for the Walking Dead All Out War Here's Negan board game. So it's like the a slight expansion slash different version of the All Out War game, more linear based on Negan's adventures and into the sanctuary and taking over the sanctuary as that is home. But otherwise, we're getting into episode 1. I'll fast forward a bit to try and do a slightly different mission from the book. And maybe next time if we do another one and you guys like these and you want to see more of Here's Negan board game, I'll do one of the bigger missions and I'll push forwards into the sanctuary and do one of the longer and bigger missions. But for now I thought I'd keep it slightly simple still, but do one of the bigger board setups. So we're doing Anyone Home mission. But if you like these videos, guys, please do throw a like on it and subscribe if you're new, or maybe you're not subscribed and you haven't yet. Please do that. Hit the notification bell as well to know when more Walking Dead stuff comes out and any other skirmish games that we cover, of course. And please do leave comments down below, guys. It does help push these videos massively, especially if you want to see more of these. I want to see that they're popular enough for people to actually be watching them to put more of these out. So if you guys like it, make sure to share them around and comment and throw a like, and I'll be back with more. But otherwise, thanks for watching, guys, and enjoy this one. Alright then, here we go, video number 2 for Here's Negan expansion for the Walking Dead All Out War. And we've got a bit of a different board setup today. We've got 2 lanes of tiles put down. If you watch the watch and learn video, you'll know how the game works by now. So this is going to be a very similar game. So we've got Negan at the back there, and we've got the 5 survivors on the field again. So we've got John down in front there. We have Tara on the left. We have Dwighty Boy just in behind John there. We've got Laura on the right and Sherry just down in the middle at the back there. Negan in the back. They've got to lead him all the way down his track, down this side of the board, and onto his exit marker there at the back, leading down, further down into the sanctuary. And the scenario today, as you can see, scenario 2, Anyone Home. And the win condition is literally just get him to the exit, but you can see more or less where his path is there to get him through to the exit. That's where he moves, unless otherwise we open up other rooms and things to help move him through quicker, but generally that's the way he'll be going. So yeah, we'll get into this one, guys. You pretty much know what's what there. As you can see, we've got the different rooms here. So you've got a room there, room here, smaller room at the back, one here, smaller room there, another medium-sized room there, larger room back in the back corner here, and you've got 2 smaller rooms there. Everywhere else is a hallway. We'll get into this one and go into the first survivor phase. Okay, we're going to activate Sherry first, and she's going to use her special action Insightful to force John to make a free action, and he's going to move 1, 2 up to the door there and open the door and continue his movement for 3 to get through it. So we'll flip open the door to open now there, and that'll be that. Then Sherry herself will just go 1 and 2, and we'll just end next to the doorway there. That'll do it nicely. Just leave a path for Negan. John is going to move 3 spaces. He's going to go 1, 2, 3, and he's going to... Alright, and then John is actually going to attempt to open that door after his movement, and he's got an action left yet, but we've got to first decide to see what happens in that room. And once the room is opened, we need to draw a room card. So let's see what we get on the room card. Lockdown supply token, 1 supply token, white number of walkers. If there are any other closed doors in this room, replace them with locked doors. If not, add 1 to the threat level. There are no other doors on this room, so we'll just add 1 to the threat level. So we're going up already here to 2. And then we need to roll for white walkers, which is blank, so no walkers are actually in this room. We're quite lucky there, really. But we will also put in a supply token. So we've added 1 to the threat level, but we're still pretty low at the moment. Other than that, though, we're pretty lucky there, really. Supply token has been dropped there. John has 1 action left, but he hasn't got much else to do other than trying to reduce the threat level by holding his nerve, so he'll try and do that. And he does with a star, so he will take the threat level back down to 1. So that's John and Sherry done. We'll go now with Laura. She can perform the same action twice if she wants to. So she's going to make lots of moves as well. She's going to go 1, 2, well actually she can go 1, 2, 3. She's going to move again, and she's going to come up behind John there. I'm going to activate Tara, and she's going to make Negan move, so clear the way for Negan. He makes his 1, 2, 3 move. Nobody's in the way, nobody's upsetting him, so he just makes his moves and we move him forward. Nicely done. She'll then just move up behind Negan as best she can, and then Dwight will activate and just also move up behind Tara there. And not much else to do really. We can't hold our nerve, we can't do much else, so we will just leave it down to the next phase, which will be the Walker phase. Let's see what happens with them. Let's draw an event card for the Walkers, see what happens here. I've given everything a nice shuffle. Spooked, choose a survivor. They must either lose white reputation, only if they have at least 1 to lose, or cause noise. I don't have any reputation on my fighters, that sucks. So we've got to have to make some noise, but I do get to choose which fighter does it. We'll probably just choose Tara, for example, so every Walker token moves 1 space towards the target, and so they've all made moves there. That one actually goes up, sorry, because there's actually a wall here. It's a bit hard to see, but there's a wall across here, so this room's completely shut off. The only gap is this bit here that you can't really see very well on there, but yeah. Otherwise, we move on, and the threat level went up by 1 for making noise, and a Walker token would go on the nearest entry point on the board up to the current threat level. However, we don't have yet a high enough threat level, so we'll leave that as is for now. To the event card, we have to move Walker tokens again, because that was just noise being made from the event card. So Walker token moves, it's in line of sight now of survivors, so we replace that with a Walker. And there you go, a Walker has been dropped in. This token moves a space, gets replaced with a Walker. And there we go, red dress Walker lady, Red Riding Hood zombie thing being brought in. We've got a Walker token here being pushed 1 space. And that'll be that. It's on to moving actual Walkers that have been revealed 2 spaces. So 1, 2 for that Walker. This one engages John. So the Walker that's in front of John will get to attack him now. As he's engaged him, it's going to be a single red. She's going to throw a single red dice. Nothing. John will get nothing on his white dice, to be honest, but it doesn't matter. No damage will be inflicted there, so it's just going to be straight over to the Negan phase, I think, here. Let's see what he does. So here's Negan. Let's see what he does. Let's flip a card for him. It's don't stay in one place, move 2 spaces. All survivors may immediately move 1 space as well. Nice. So Negan moves 1, 2, that's his path, and the next spot would be John, so perfect there, he doesn't get in the way. And then I'm allowed to move everybody 1 space, so I will. I'll move John into the room there. I'll move, that is Laura, she'll push forward a space. We'll move forward 1 space there, 1 space there with Dwight, and that'll do me nicely. It will be on to, that is Negan done. It went pretty smooth, I must say. It's on to round 2, I think, there, and we'll sort out the end phase here as well. Alright, so we go up 1 threat level to threat level 3, and other than that, there's nothing much else to do there. It will just be straight on to round 2 and activating our survivors here. We're going to go here with Sherry, and she's going to try, she's within 6 spaces here of Tara, and she's going to try, and you don't have to have line of sight for that from what I can see on the card. So she's going to try and force Tara to use a fight action, and as an extra action, that's her insightful ability, into the red dress Walker there, Red Riding Hood. So looking at, she has for fighting 1 white dice, I believe. 1 red dice, sorry, she's not very good, to be honest. So what she can do, she does get 1 red, and Walkers get 1 red defense dice, but they get 2. Okay, so Tara does get beaten there. Sorry, Laura does get beaten, and so doesn't manage to put down the Walker. My bad, sorry guys. Laura would actually have gotten an extra red dice there for her knife. She would have got 2, she would have equaled the Walker though, so nothing from that. So Sherry's second action, she can't do the same again, so she's going to try and reduce the threat level. And on a star, she does it. Nicely done. Back down to 2. We're doing pretty well for the threat level at the moment. Let's go straight on to our next survivor to activate. We'll go with, let's actually activate Laura herself. She will try and hit this zombie again with 2 red dice with her knife. And she's getting 2 hits and a crit there, which means that she's going to deface the zombie if she gets enough. But she doesn't. Wow, okay, it's equal again. So nothing for that. No, she didn't beat the roll, so unfortunately didn't manage to do it again. This walker's rolling quite well at the moment. Tara's then going to use her second action to move up to 3 spaces. She'll just move to there inside the room, past John, adjacent to the supply token, and she'll grab that next turn possibly. But for now, that's her done. We'll move on to Dwighty boy. He's going to go move 3 and get into that corner spot there, and then he's going to shoot his crossbow into the zombie, try and finish her for good. He obviously gets a white and red die for his crossbow, and obviously it's more than in range, and it's not within minimum range. And it doesn't cause any noise because, yeah, easy enough. And 3 hits. It won't behead her, but will it? Let's just see. Gets a 1 this time. Okay, so flattens the zombie. She's got an arrow in her head and she's downed and prone at the moment. Nicely done. We'll go on to John. He's going to move next to the walker. In fact, you know what? He might as well use his full movement and go other side of her because she's prone, so he can quite easily do that. And then he's going to probably just finish her off, so you don't have to roll once they're prone. So finish off the zombie with second action there. Tara's going to attempt to jump this terrain piece here. If she doesn't manage to do it, she'll just move in the opposite direction. If she can get one move off to get in contact with this zombie, she will do so. She needs to get a star on the chance die. She doesn't. So because she fails to try and jump it, she will just use her movement to go 1 and 2 up behind Negan there, and that will do her nicely. And she'll just try and reduce the threat level for the second action, which she does manage to do rather than jumping over the barrier. So down to 1 on threat level. And I believe that will be the turn there for the survivors. So it's going to be straight over to the event phase. Event card being drawn for the walkers. Roamers, +1 threat, so we're back up to threat level 2 straight away on the card. Place 1 walker token on each entry point up to and including the current threat level. Choose a survivor, place 1 walker token on the nearest unsecured token to them, even in an open room. So once again, the threat level isn't high enough to place walkers on entry points yet. So we will just go straight into placing that walker token. These 2 unsecured locations, I can then place 1 straight up on the unsecured token there for that room, because that's the closest. All walker tokens then get moved 1. So that one just moves towards the doorway. That one there also moves towards that doorway, but can't get any further, so that'll be them done. Then none are in line of sight there, so they don't reveal. The Red Riding Hood walker there died early on. This one, however, moves 2 because he's been line of sight has been drawn, so he's back. Moving forward, so Sherry's got to get a move on soon. However, that's the walker phase done. We'll move on. There's none attacking this round by the looks of things. Here's Negan. Let's see what he's doing. Flip a card. Cover each other. Move 3 spaces. Any survivors with 5 or less reputation must immediately move 3 spaces towards the nearest walker or walker token, opening doors if necessary and stopping if they move adjacent. Oh my life. Let's see how this works out then. I'll move everything around. Alright, so I moved Negan 1, 2, and he couldn't move 3 because big old John got in the way, and he gets enraged, and therefore the fighter or the survivor with the highest reputation on the board loses blue dice reputation, which is at minimum 1, and John had the highest with 1, so he goes back down to 0. Then anybody within line of sight of Negan and 3 spaces gets jabbed by his baseball bat, Lucille, and loses stamina. So John and Dwight were both in line of sight and 3 space range and took the damage. So they've both lost the stamina there. Other than that, though, he's done. There are no walkers around him, so he doesn't take out his rage on them, and he doesn't shout. So in the end phase, we went up to 3 threat level, and we're on to round 3 here. It's back into the survivor phase. Sherry at the back here is going to go first. She's going to move 3. And then she's going to go and give an order to John with Insightful to make a move action. So he's going to move 3. And up he goes there. Actually, you can go diagonally there. So he's just going to go 3 to there. That's Sherry done. We'll move on to probably John himself. And he'll just make a move up to 3 to the door and open it. And then we'll resolve what's happening in the room here. There are no walker tokens in the room, so it's just a room card. See what we get here. Dead inside, one supply token, which we'll put in a moment. Walkers, depending on what level we're on. So luckily we are on all quiet, so it's just red number of walkers. Let's see how many we get. We do get one walker who will be placed in the room. So the supply token had to go in that corner, so it's not adjacent to a door, and the walker goes right on the unsecured token there, ready to move later on. John is then going to try and reduce the threat level as he's in the hallway there. He'll try and do that, and doesn't get a star though, so it does not reduce it. Okay, so that was the room that he opened. That's John done. Let's go on to, that is Laura there. She's going to search the supplies, and we'll draw a supply card, see what she gets. Hopefully it's something decent. Sledgehammer, nice. Bulky, all adjacent walkers are always knocked prone by this weapon, but the survivor using it loses 1 stamina. And there we go, Laura has put that in her bag space there. She has the sledgehammer, which could be interesting to use later on, but she's also got a cool action thing where she can gain an action token by discarding a card, which she may well do. Yeah, she's going to be resourceful. Straight away, she's going to discard that sledgehammer card. And she is supply card, and she's going to gain +1 action token there. She's then going to make a move. She's just going to go 1, 2, 3 ahead of Negan. She's going to use that +1 action, which means she can also use the same action twice, but she is Laura, so she can do that anyway. And she's going to go 1, 2, 3 to move forwards there and support John up ahead. Tara's going to go next, and she's actually going to move backwards and try and deal with this zombie again. She moves to there. She'll see if she can then tackle the terrain again, which she does this time, moves across, and then for a second action she will attack the zombie. With her combat knife, she has a white and a red dice. She gets 2 hits. The zombie gets 1 red dice for 1, so she doesn't completely take him out, but she makes him prone, and that'll be them done. The only fighter left, I believe, is Dwight, and Dwight will probably, to be honest, just move up behind Negan. And then, do I want to force him to move? I don't think so. We'll wait and see here. Tell you what, he's just going to try and reduce the threat level. It's the simplest thing to do. And he doesn't manage to do it. Okay, that makes things interesting. We will move on to the Walker phase, because that's everybody activated for the survivors. It's going to be event card for the walkers, +1 threat level. We're finally into a higher threat level now, so we might end up having more walkers come in. Place 1 walker token on each entry point up to and including the current threat level, which is these 2. Then choose a survivor, place 1 walker token on the nearest unsecured token to them, even in an open room. So same as last card that we had last round. Alright, so we've placed in the walker tokens on these 2 entry points, because that's up to the threat level currently that we're on. And then the closest room to Laura here is this one here, so I've placed another token on the unsecured marker in that room. Then the tokens get revealed if they're within line of sight of survivors, which this one down here is, so I've got a walker ready there to drop on that. Walker tokens then make moves, so moves 1 there, that one's up against the door, this one moves forward to that door, and that one off the token to there. That is them done, so they're all piling up ready to pile through the doors now. This walker here and the one up top there that got revealed earlier both make their normal moves. So 1, 2 to there with that one who's not engaged, but this one here will be and moves to there, and we'll get to fight with John. It's going to be a single red dice for 1 hit. John defends with 1 white defense dice and gets a draw, so manages to stop the walker getting anything on him now or hurting him in any way. That's the walker phase done. We'll go on to the Negan phase. The walker failed to hurt John, so let's see what Negan does. He's got plenty of space to move this time, hopefully. Let's go! Move 3 spaces, and then any survivors further from the target point, the Negan lose white reputation. Okay, so Negan will move his 3, so go 1, 2, 3, so he can't possibly bump into anybody, so he's done there. Then anybody furthest from the target point loses reputation. However, none of my guys at the moment have reputation, so I'm not worried about that. We'll move into the end phase, because that's Negan done, and it will be seeing if prone walkers get up for starters as well. And we'll move the threat level up 1, so we go up to threat level 5 now, and on a star, the walker here gets back up, which he doesn't, so he stays prone for now. Alright, so into the next round, after we've increased threat level, etc., it's going to be John to go first, and he's going to use his big crowbar, and he's going to smack that zombie in front of him, see what we can do. And he's pretty beast in combat, so he's going to have a white dice plus a white dice with his crowbar, and he gets 3 hits. If the walker gets 1 or less, which he does, then he automatically takes it out even without a crit, because he's John and he's a bruiser. So takes out the zombie, and he's got an action left. And with his second action, he's quite simply just going to move, and he'll push through the doorway there to the next one. Actually, before he goes through that, I didn't realise there was another door there, so he'll open that door before he continues his movement. So that's his second move there. He's got 1 left. But when he opens that room, he'll see what's revealed. So we need a room card. See what we get here, and it's actually the same as the last one. So dead inside. 1 supply token in the room, and then we're on low threat level, which means 1 white dice worth of walkers for 1 walker, which will go straight on that unsecured token there. So there we go, supply token to there, and the zombie has been put on the unsecured token there. John will then continue his movement, and we'll push forwards, probably just to there for now. We'll activate Sherry next. John's done. She's going to go 1, 2, 3. She's then within 6 of Laura. She's going to force her to make a move action for 3 to get to there. And then we will go on to the third fighter to activate, survivor to activate. That's Sherry done. We'll actually now activate Laura herself, and she will probably just make moves here. She'll go 1, 2 to there and try and hit this walker. In fact, actually, she'll move to there, so she's out the way a little bit for when Negan comes through. And then for her second action, she'll attack the walker. And the walker would have actually revealed when John walked into the room, let alone when Laura did. So Laura will now attack the walker. It doesn't make any difference right now. So she'll get her 2 red dice for her knife. For 1 hit, the walker gets 1 red defense dice for 1. So the walker is okay for now. And Dwight here is just going to make moves forwards. He's going to go 1, 2, 3, and then he'll try and reduce the threat level because there's not too much else to do here. He reduces it as well, to be honest, which isn't bad going, to 4. Tara will then activate. It's the last one for me here. She's going to automatically kill the prone walker. She doesn't have to do anything for that. Then she's going to make a move action and try and jump this terrain piece, which she doesn't, so she's going to have to go 1, 2, 3 around the other side there to get away from the walker and try and catch up with the group now. But that is her done, and it will be over to the walker phase. See what event card we get, and it is compromised. Oh dear, it's plus white dice threat level for 2. So we're up to 6, things escalating pretty quick. Choose a survivor, choose the nearest secured room to that survivor and flip the security token back to unsecured. If there are no secured rooms, place a low entry point marker in the nearest room to that survivor instead. Alright, and so there are no secured tokens on the map as of yet, so it's literally just going to be the second part of it. We've upped the threat level, but it says to choose a survivor and put a low entry point marker in the room that they're in, or closest room to what they're in, which is this big room here, and I've chosen Tara, so I've put an entry point in there. It says I can choose, so I popped it there, so long as it's 3 away from the other one, that's fine. Nothing else really happens there for now, it's just that the threat level went up. So now what we do is we move any tokens, that token moves to there and will reveal itself because Sherry is now in line of sight, so we'll put a walker there. All of the walker tokens are too far away, so it'll just be onto the walkers themselves moving. This one here moves 2. This one here also moves 2 and engages with Sherry. That's not so good for her, she's more of a support character. To move on to the walkers attacking, we'll go with this one first here. I can technically choose Sherry or Dwight for him to attack, but I think it's more fun if we randomise it. So on a star, it's going to be Dwight, on the chance dice, and blank it's Sherry. It's blank, so he attacks Sherry. I think it's more fun. I shouldn't be able to really choose that. Seems a bit dull. So let's see what this walker can do to Sherry. She's only got 1 red. Oh no, she's got blue, white defense dice actually. To be fair, the walker has a red attack dice. She rolls 2 though and beats the walker's attack. so she's fine for now. And the walker only chooses one of them to attack, so that's that. The walker over here will choose Dwight on a star and Laura on a blank. It's going to be John that the walker attacks. 1 red dice again for the walker, and John has a white defense dice and beats it again. The survivors are doing well. They're doing well there. And that will be that for now. It will be straight over to Negan. Let's see what he does. Let's flip a card. It's going to be, you are growing on me. Move 3 spaces, then add white reputation to the nearest survivor. Nice. Okay, one thing I've just screwed up really for this next round is that Negan cannot move into unsecured rooms. So he would actually move 2 to there, and he wouldn't move any further, and then none of the rest of the card would be resolved for you are growing on me. He would just become enraged. Nobody has any rep, so he's not bothered about that. Nobody's also within line of sight for him to prod with Lucille, which is a really big mistake on my part. I completely forgot that he can't move into unsecured rooms, and I forgot that this room was still unsecured. I hadn't yet secured that room. So he makes a noise and shouts out in anger. He's enraged. The threat level goes up to 7. And then every walker token moves 1 space towards noise. We don't have any walker tokens that can move. But then walkers move 2 spaces towards the noise, and walker tokens on closest entry point up to the current threat. And current threat level, we're not quite on the next one yet, luckily, because it would have dropped in here behind Negan. So it's on this one. And that will be that for making the noise. The walkers move 2 spaces towards the noise, so this one here does actually move and get in contact with Tara. Both of the walkers there are still in contact fighting survivors right now. So it is literally just going to be Negan's done. He got enraged a bit there. I need to now definitely secure that room for next round without a doubt. Then we need to see how we do in the next round. So the threat level goes up at the end of the round here to 8. We're close to the next threat level. That's not good. It will be on to survivor phase for the next round. First up here, I'm going to go with Sherry. She's going to force Dwight to make a move. 1, 2, 3 up behind Negan. She's then going to make a run. She's going to go 1, 2, 3 herself up there and just guard the behind for everybody. Dwight will then activate himself. He's going to go 1, 2, 3 into the room there, and then he is going to attempt to secure it, because he might as well for the second action. Alright, so to secure the room I get 1 white dice per fighter, so Dwight's the only one in the room. There's no walkers or fire in the room, so he can try and secure it. Security level is 2 currently, just about, so he'll try and secure the room himself by equaling or beating it on a 2. He gets a 2, that's an amazing roll from Dwight. He secures the room. That's massive, to be honest. He really needed to do that by himself, to leave these 2 to try and do this room, to be quite honest. And so what we will do next, we will go with, I think we'll go with John, and he's going to try and knock down this walker before we can try and secure that room. So he gets his 2 white dice with his crowbar. See what he can do. Gets 2 hits. The walker gets 2 hits. So he knocks the walker prone with that roll, and down he goes. And then John's going to make a move, actually, and he's just going to go up to probably there for now. We'll move on to Laura. She's going to finish off this walker that's prone for free and without making an attack roll, because he's already prone. Then she has an action left. She's going to try with John in the room as well to secure it. Still on security level 2, so we need a 2 or higher on 2 white dice with 2 survivors. We easily get it. We secure this room as well. Nicely done. Also, when I secured these 2 rooms, actually, we go -1 for each. So easily going back down to 6 with those 2 rooms being secured. And both Dwight and Laura would actually gain 1 reputation each for doing that. Let's go on to the final activation, which is Tara. And she will just make moves and go to there. And then her second action, she'll try and reduce the threat level. Probably, I think there's nothing much else she can really be doing there. And doesn't manage to reduce it, but we've done not too badly there by securing the rooms anyway. So it will be onto the walker phase. That's all of the survivors activated this round. So we need to draw an event card for the walkers. Let's see what we're doing here. We've got +2 threat level back up to 8. That happened quickly. Choose a survivor, place 3 walker tokens at the closest entry point to them, regardless of the current threat level. Place 1 walker token on the nearest unsecured token to them, even in an open room. So we've got a massive herd of walkers moving in. This does not look good. Let's see which survivor we want to choose. Alright, so it makes sense for me to choose Tara as the survivor. The closest entry point is here, 2 away from her. And so I've put the 3 walkers on it, and then an extra walker for it being the closest entry point to her for the current threat level. We'll move here onto the actual movement for the walkers then after that. We've moved up the threat level, but all tokens move 1 tile space. So we'll move them all forwards here. None of them get revealed yet because none of them have come into line of sight of her yet. This one here moves forward 1. That one over there is still stuck behind the door, and so are these 2 here. So we'll just reveal, any revealed walkers will now move 2 tile spaces. This one here moves and engages with the closest, which is actually Tara, so it will get to attack her. If Tara defeats the walker's attack roll, with her defense roll, she gets to make a free attack against it. She's really good. It only gets 1 hit. She has though a blue defense dice, and she gets 1. So she doesn't beat it, she just equals it. So she doesn't get to fight back, but she also doesn't get hurt. So the walker didn't manage to do anything to her for now. No other walkers on the table revealed yet to be able to actually attack anybody. So it will be on to the Here's Negan phase. Both rooms in front of them are secured, so hopefully nothing bad will happen, at least not to the nth degree. So fight is what he's shouting out. Move 3 spaces with Negan. Any survivor adjacent to 1 or more walkers must immediately fight 1. If they remove a walker from play, they gain blue reputation instead of 1. Nice. So Negan moves his 3 for starters and gets right up in front of that doorway. His action on the card, which is fight. So he forces all survivors who are adjacent to a walker, which in this case is Tara, to fight, which is nice because I kind of want that to be fair. So she gets to fight with a red and white dice with her combat knife. Nice 3 hits. The walker can't even beat that. With a crit on the white dice as well, takes out the walker, and she gains blue reputation instead of normal +1 for Negan ordering her to fight, and she gets 2 instead of 1. She's up to 3. However, in the end phase here, we will be moving up the threat level into the next pink level there, which is not looking so good. So medium threat level now. So I think we're going to go here with Laura. She's going to move 2 spaces onto where Negan is, and before she moves through him, she will open the door next to him, and before she moves through it. And now we need to reveal a room card. Let's see what we get here. Dead inside. It's the same one again. Wow, so we must have quite a few of these cards. We are though in the pink threat level, which is medium, so we need a blue dice worth of walkers. There's only 1. That's quite lucky for a blue dice. So we'll put in a walker here, and it'll be straight on the unsecured token there in the middle. And Laura should I say, yes, I think I said Tara, will finish her move on the other side of the door, but she'll finish there diagonally to the walker. She's then got an action left. She will try and probably hit the walker, I think. So she's going to have a red fight dice and +1 for her knife. Let's see what she can do. Pow! She gets 2 hits. The walker gets 2 though. Ouch. Okay. So she doesn't manage to actually beat it. That could make things slightly more awkward. We'll have to move here on to, I think, maybe John next. In fact, no, we'll go with Dwight. Dwight's going to move in behind Negan, and then he's going to shoot into the walker ahead of him for his second action. And that's a white and a red dice without making sound for 3 hits and a crit for a headshot. Really nice. The walker gets blank, completely takes it out, headshot, and that has really helped because that's left us some room now. John's going to activate, and he's going to move 3, so he's going to go 1 and then 2 and then 3 to the doorway and open it since he's adjacent, which will just open up basically to the hallway, so there's no room card needing to be drawn or anything. However, the walker token opposite the door that's been opened will turn into a walker, and so we need to place 1 in. It's a nurse zombie. Okay, John is then going to try and whack the zombie in front of him for his second action, which is going to be his 2 white dice for his crowbar. See what we can get. Only 1 hit though, and 1 red dice for the defense of the walker, which is blank though, and that is at least double the roll of the walkers. So John counts as having rolled a crit amazingly, despite how awful the roll was, and completely thwacks her around the head and takes out the zombie, the nurse zombie. And that is John done. The only 2 left here are Sherry and Tara, which is just fine with me. Sherry will go, and she's going to move for 3. 1, 2, 3. Second action, she's going to use Insightful. She's within 6 spaces of John. And then Sherry's going to force John within 6 tile spaces there of him to try and secure this room. So I get 2 white dice. However, I need 3 or more hits on the dice because that's the security level we're at right now. It's not easy to be doing. So let's see what we can get. I get 4, easily done, and I secure the room, which means that John does get +1 reputation, and we go -1 on the threat level, which is really helpful right now. Tara will make moves with her activation. She's going to go 1, 2, 3 to there, and she isn't quite in line of sight of this zombie yet. She gets a second action. She'll try and reduce the threat level again here, see what she can get. She doesn't do it again. Tara not holding her nerve too well at this point. So chances are the next walker card's not going to be good for us because it might put us up into the next level again. But we'll see now. That is all the survivors activated. Let's reveal the event card for the walker phase. Cry for help. Choose a survivor. That model immediately performs a free call Negan action without paying the cost in reputation. However, the chosen survivor then causes noise. So calling Negan, that has actually saved me a ton of trouble for his phase. So I'm going to push him back to there. So that when he actually makes his moves in his Negan phase, he just moves and doesn't end up getting annoyed with John being in the way, because that's the one thing I didn't manage to do, is move him out of the way. So perfect card to be drawing, actually, it's crazy, but she does cause noise, which puts the threat level up to there, and it goes, walker tokens move a space towards the noise, this one here. These all move around, so I'll just move them forwards. Those are behind the door there. That one's moved. Everything else is out the way. There are no walkers revealed other than this one, so that one just moves 2 towards the noise. This one does get revealed, by the way, now that it's in line of sight of Tara, and then moves to itself and gets engaged with her. Okay, and then the closest entry point also gets a walker placed on it, which is at the top here. So not such a good event card there, really, in the end. But, I mean, it is Tara at the back, so I'm not too worried about that. Let's move on here, and we'll go into the walkers actually activating and whatnot, so properly without even the event card, because that was just her causing noise. So all tokens move a space. This one can see Sherry, and so changes into a walker, which will replace with her there. She turns into a walker. These tokens just move along. So there they go. Those are behind the doorway. This one's already engaged, but this walker here does move 2 towards Sherry to attack her, because she's the closest one in line of sight. That one will now get to attack her, and this one down here will also attack Tara. So we'll start up with the one against Sherry. It's going to be a red dice for him. Red, and Sherry does get her white defense dice. She draws, so nothing happens to Sherry, she's fine. The one attacking Tara gets a red dice and blank, so nothing needing to be done there. However, Tara, if she does beat the roll, which she should do on a blue dice here, she gets a free attack for having beaten the roll. So Tara can attack the zombie back now, because she's got retaliatory strike as a special ability. She gets her combat knife, which is a white and red dice. She gets 3 with a crit. The zombie can't stop that with a 1. Zombie goes straight out of action, headshot, and Tara really, really good at retaliating in that. She likes actually being attacked by zombies, angers her if you like. But Sherry was okay up there. This one would actually move to that way. But other than that, that's all the zombies activated. It would be on to Negan and his card for his Negan phase. Boom! You scared, says Negan. Move 2 spaces, remove 1 reputation from the nearest survivor. So he moves 1, 2 to there, and the nearest survivor is Dwight, and that is Laura there. So I'm going to remove 1 rep from probably Laura. We will be going up a threat level to 10. I think we're going to do this though now before everything goes really pear-shaped. I think we can pretty much win the game now in this next round. So into the survivor phase, John is going to go and he's going to move himself into the gap there. He's then going to use an action to clear the way. So Negan just literally moves his 3 without anything else happening. That's him done. Then we'll go on to Laura, who will do the same and clear the way for Negan, and he gets onto his exit point. And that is that, and we win the game. We got Negan onto his exit point successfully without him getting killed. We didn't lose any fighters again that round. Fairly easy game, I would say again there. Some testing moments, but it was nice to play on a bigger map again this time. It made things quite interesting. I think next time we'll definitely move forwards in the campaign a bit more and play one of the later scenarios, make it a bit harder and up the difficulty level a lot more, and kind of there'll be some other scenario conditions thrown in, hopefully, to make it slightly more interesting. But hope you enjoyed watching that one anyway. It was nice for you guys to be able to see it on a slightly bigger tile map setup. The other ones are quite big though. They're actually like many more tiles are included. So I look forward to maybe trying a different one next time, and we'll move a bit further forwards into the campaign and fast forward things a bit. But yeah, I really hope you guys enjoyed watching that one. Please do throw a like on the video, and please do leave comments down below, guys. It really helps with the videos, helps push us forwards. If you want to see more Walking Dead, that's definitely what you need to do. And also, obviously, subscribe to the channel if you want to see more Walking Dead, especially Here's Negan. So please do leave comments down below. Throw a like, subscribe ready for next time. And until next time, guys, as always, it's been fun. Happy skirmishing. Hey there guys, thanks for watching the video. Please do throw a like and subscribe and hit the notification bell to be notified when any new content drops. We do 1 battle report a week covering various skirmish games. There's also Patreon if you wish to support me and the channel, and we are trying to reach our first funding target, allowing me to go part-time and make more weekly scheduled content. You can go and sign up and show your support in the link in the description below, just like the awesome people to the left of me. And until next time guys, enjoy and happy skirmishing.